Hiya, a quick update on the Roxy Journal of Stitchery. This is volume 4 and we are already on to the second prompt, which is lace. The first prompt was monogram, and I do have a favourite lace. It's a lace that I already used in this yo-yo quilt challenge, and I have a separate video on that quilt. So this is a lace that I bought second hand. It was a tablecloth. And I ummed and ahed because it was still €7 and it had a big hole in. I thought, well, what am I going to do with it? And I'm so pleased that I bought it now. So the colour of origin was a creamy white colour. And for another project, I have already dyed it pink. And when I put it next to the monogram, I really like the pink better than the paler colour that just kind of fades into the background. So watching what other people had done, Red Parrot and Create and Craft with Christine, they both had really cool family stories about what they were using, and my treasures aren't really treasures like that. I mean, I love all my bits and pieces, but they don't have a sentimental value in the same way. So since the first prompt was monogram, it gave me the idea of incorporating more lettering, and in particular a quote. So I really like this Andy Warhol quote, which is a treasure to me. I remember reading this quote about 100 years ago when I did A-level art history. So he writes, "Don't think about making art, just get it done. Let everyone else decide if it's good or bad, whether they love it or hate it. While you're deciding, make even more art." And that felt relevant to me at the time, and it still feels relevant now. So I was thinking of trying to incorporate either the whole quote, but it is a bit long-winded, or the start of it, "Don't think about making art, just get it done." There's also the Salvador Dali quote, "Have no fear of perfection, you'll never reach it." I really like that as well. Also a relevant quote and a treasure. But I've started with Andy Warhol, and that is the one that kind of has a attachment to the past, because I remember the first time hearing it. So I've also got this old piece of patchwork that was in a bag in the cupboard somewhere. It's something that I'd started a long time ago and just didn't do anything with. I do remember these being clothing though. So I thought I might stitch that down onto the background, because the background I have isn't particularly interesting, but then it is just a background. It's going to be mainly covered up, I would guess. So now I have to decide how I'm going to do the lettering. Am I going to do lettering like this? This was just stamped on, and then afterwards I did put some embroidery stitches into it. Is it going to be this kind of thing? I could use beads with letters on, or I could use stencils. I could embroider the lettering on, which is what I did with this. It is a dust cover for my overlocker, and I just did the lettering in like a stem stitch. Let's stay home. I was also thinking maybe of using parts of the lace, the parts that I'd dyed pink, as the letter O or the letter N, I don't know. Right, so that has to be sorted out. And then I was also just playing about with bits of netting. So before I stitch everything down, I've only stitched the left hand side of the D down, and I left the other side open to do the lettering, but also would I want some netting poking out like this? I don't know. Lots of things to decide, lots of things to potter around with, and I really like the rhythm of this. The prompts come out every 2 weeks. So if you'd like to stay in touch with what I'm doing, you can subscribe and you can like as well. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.